Andy again here on the farm. I just wanted to talk a little bit about well, it's something I've had quite a few requests for. Sorry, my neighbor's dog here thinks he's my dog, I believe. But anyways, everybody's been wanting to know about our feed and what we feed our cows and our hogs. And as you've heard in several of my previous videos, you'll know that we grind our own feed and it's all made right here on the farm. But thought I'd talk about it today. Now, I'm not going to be grinding any. I'm just going to show you what we do, and I'm going to show you the feed, and I'm going to show you what, talk about what all we put in it. Now, when you come down to numbers, I'm not really going to talk about that either. I do believe it is cheaper to grind your own feed, especially if you have the grain available to you. And we do buy our corn now. Our corn used to be raised here on the farm, and it just kind of, sit down. I don't want to shake your hand. Go on. But I just wanted to kind of talk about it. Like I said, the corn's not raised here on the farm anymore. I mean, I'm not saying we ain't going to plant any more corn, but at the moment it's just cheaper. It works out better for us to buy our corn from a local guy. He's a good family friend, and he can pretty much sell us our corn cheaper than we can raise it. So that's what we do. But it's we will add like minerals and molasses and some salt and calcium and stuff. It just depends on what type of feed we're grinding. So to get us started here, I'm going to show you what we use. Now what I have, this is an old hammer mill. We've got it hooked up to the old 4010 John Deere, which is about a 90 horsepower tractor. And that's about all this tractor gets used for anymore. It's got a couple of quirks about it, but it still does a good job about grinding feed. And this, like I said, this is a Massey Ferguson feed mill or hammer mill or whatever you want to call it. Does a great job. We actually picked this thing up for about $500 a couple years, well, it's probably been 5 or 6 years ago now. Used to, we took our feed down to a local mill and had them grind it for us. And when we come across this, it just worked out better for us because, I mean, we can grind feed any time of day we want to, whenever. Don't matter what's going on. You know, if we need feed, we can grind our feed. But that's our setup there. That's what does all the work. You take and you'll swing this chute out right here. You'll swing that out and let it lower it down, and the corn will go right up through here. The corn or the whatever you're throwing in it. We'll add some wheat. We'll add some soybeans. Really just depends on what we've got here to put in it. Then down through there, it'll come out that auger and run down through there, and there's a metal or like a magnet strip right here that'll catch any metal before it goes into the hammer mill. And the actual hammer mill part is right down in there. And that's what does the chopping and grinding of the feed. Now, you can change out the screen, which is inside this box here. You lift this lid up, and they are these screens, which right now it's got the one we use for our cow feed in it. But you replace this right here, and all that does is allow it. See how this one's got small holes in it? The one that's in there right now has big holes in it, and that just pretty much defines how, I guess you would say, how fine the corn and everything you put in there is ground up. So we use this one for our hog feed, and the one that we use for our cow feed is similar to the one behind it there. However, the holes are slightly bigger, and I'll show you our cow feed right now. We'll talk about what all we put in it. So this here is our cattle feed. It's got, you can see the corn in there, how some of it's not even busted up. But there's also hay in it. We put these all-purpose minerals right here from Southern States in it. Then we got our dried molasses that goes in it. And that's basically all that goes in our cow feed. It's not like this scientific mixture. It's just basic corn, hay, and then these minerals and the molasses. The molasses pretty much just gives a little better taste, and well, just gives a little sweetness and flavor to it, and that's it. So, there's nothing special about the cow feed at all. Now, we will, if we have some soybeans available, we'll add soybeans into it, or we'll add some wheat into it. And when we add something like that, we'll either put it in down here at the chute, or we'll just pour it straight directly into this. Then once you get it full, or however much you want grams, you can look at these numbers here, and that'll tell you how many 1,000 pounds you've got in there. So right there'd be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and so on. But it'll all come out that auger right there. You can turn that on separate. It don't run the whole time the mill's running, but it'll come out that auger, and then we sack it. We'll lower this auger down, and we'll sack it right out of the chute of the auger there into like 50-pound sacks or whatever, just to get it to where our cows are. Now, when we do our hog feed, it's a little different. We'll still grind corn, and actually, by the way, right here is the corn. If you're wondering how we get our corn, we go fill up this wagon here, and don't quote me on this, but I want to say this wagon holds around 600 bushels or so. I can't, and that's plumb to the top full, but you can see right there, there's quite a bit of corn in there right now. I do know that we can fill up this wagon for roughly at the market price of corn right now, and that's how that guy sells it to us, is pretty much at market price. But we can fill up that wagon for about $900, and that $900 of corn will last us quite a while. I don't know if you guys buy feed or not, but you know that $900 will buy quite a bit of feed too. However, we know what's in this feed. It's corn, it's our molasses right there, and our minerals. And like I said, a lot of people stress about how to feed yourself and know what you're eating. Well, I kind of want to do our livestock the same way, so that's another reason we grind our feed, because there's a local feed mill up the road here they're big. It's a big outfit, and they run, gosh, I think they ship feed all up and down the East Coast. And they, well, let's put it this way. I'm not going to name no names. I'm not going to say anything about them, because they do ship feed all over. But, I know some truck drivers that work for them, and I know what gets put in that feed, and to me, it's stuff that livestock shouldn't be eating. And that's all I'm going to say. So, like I said, this way, we know what's in our feed. When we do it like this, we know exactly what we're feeding our cows and our pigs. So we'll get back to talking about the hog feed now. When we do the hog feed, it's similar to this. However, it's ground up finer. You don't see none of those large chunks in the hog feed. Now, our hog feed is basically corn, and then we'll put a soybean meal, which I don't have any of this here right now because we don't have pigs right now. We still haven't got them in yet. But like I said, our feed is basically corn, shelled corn, soybean meal, which we don't add much, to about 2,000 pounds of feed of corn we ground. It's about, we'll put about 3 bags of soybean meal, which is 150 pounds. That's not a lot. But then we'll also put salt and calcium and minerals and stuff and like that into our hog feed too. Now, you do remember that, everything we feed our hogs, we're just trying to boost them up and get them to grow pretty much as quick as we can without actually feeding them anything or pumping them up with hormones and stuff. Like, we don't do that, but we do, feed them corn and everything. And now you'll see more on that when we actually get our pigs and we're actually grinding some feed for the pigs. But you know, once again, it's not rocket science. It's just pretty much corn ground with all the necessity minerals that a hog needs. Like I say, we'll put the soybean meal in there just to kind of boost the feed up. And I mean, like I said, the salt and the calcium and the minerals, and that's about it. We do use the same minerals that's right here. We'll use that in our hog feed as well. And it works, and it's worked that way for years. You know, the way we do our feed is the same way that my daddy done it, the same way that his daddy done it, and the same way that his daddy done it. I mean, it's been done this way for years, and it's worked, and we keep doing it. So, you know, like I said, sooner or later there will definitely be some videos made on using this thing here. And I think I found me a new friend here. What do you think? I believe he's took up with me. I don't know. Maybe he don't get enough attention at home. But we will definitely be videoing this thing. I just wanted to talk about it today because it's wet out here. We haven't been able to do much. I've got a ton of work I need to do, but it's just too nasty to do it. So, you know, that's doing this video here. Kind of, I wanted to bring up that one point that I did say. You know, the knowing what you feed your animals, I think, is just as important as knowing what you feed yourself, because pretty much whatever goes into that animal is going to go into you. So if you are feeding I know if you don't have the means to do this, then, you know, I understand. If you don't have no other option but to buy your feed. That's just part of it. However, if you do have the means to grind your own feed and make your own feed, by all means do it. Like I said, we picked this thing up for $500. I know you may not always find a deal like that, but it was kind of like a word of mouth thing, and we heard about it, and it'd been sitting for probably 10 or 15 years actually, and just so happened we got lucky with it, I guess. But you know, I keep an eye on Craigslist, and you can see these things. You can find them quite often. This is a bigger one. They don't need to be that big. They made smaller ones that you can pull behind smaller tractors. This one will just flat out grind some feed pretty much. I mean, it'll do it in a hurry. But like I said, it's what we come across. And you know, if we'd have come across a smaller one, then that's probably what we'd have bought, because we could have used a smaller tractor. But anyways, you know, it's nice to know what you're feeding your animals. It really is, and that way you know your animals are getting what's best for them. And you know, I know how this corn was raised. I know exactly how it was grown, and it's just something to think about if you're going to have animals. And like I said, we have probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 cows. So it takes a lot of feed to keep those things going through the winter. And we don't have enough pasture land to really keep the grass up. So we do feed them. They get fed this feed about 3 times a week during the winter months, and then the summer months we cut back to about 1 time a week, just to kind of keep them gentle and keep them tame. And of course they get hay too. But yeah, like I said, it's just something I wanted to mention. I wanted to talk about. You will see more of it when we get our pigs. But as always, I appreciate you watching, and I hope you consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more on this kind of stuff. I just want to make a quick video today about feed and talk about it just a little bit, because I've had a whole lot of questions, and so maybe this will at least get started answering some of those questions. You know, we'll talk more about it when we actually do some grinding. But always, like I said, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.